You know, they say there are 8 billion people in the world today, but I would argue that those innumerable masses of humanity are really influenced daily and controlled by about 6 or 7 people. Hi, Alex McFarland here. You know, what's interesting is so many of the philosophies that are controlling the world today are ideas that were really set in motion many, many decades ago. When I teach on government, I teach about the founders of America and what they believed and then who influenced them. The Center for Constitutional Studies recently did a look at 22,000 documents from the Revolutionary, the colonial era, and overwhelmingly the founders were influenced by a number of good thinkers like John Locke and Thomas Paine, and of course the Bible. But I would argue today the influence for much of the world could be narrowed down to the influences of several people: Charles Darwin, Karl Marx, John Dewey, Margaret Sanger, Bertrand Russell, Simone de Beauvoir, and really to a large degree the atheist Anthony Flew. But let me just talk about a couple of these. You know Darwin, who taught that we weren't created but that we evolved from a primordial soup. Do you know that philosophy was picked up by Margaret Sanger, the founder of Planned Parenthood? And what is so sad is not only her belief in things like eugenics and abortion, but her belief that African Americans were less evolved, less developed than Europeans, Caucasians. And she even at one point intimated that Aboriginal peoples should be lobotomized and maybe used as some, worker type animal. Horribly, unspeakably racist ideas. I think about John Dewey, who was an atheist. He was so influential in American education. He didn't believe that education should include things like history and logic, that we could learn critical thinking skills, but more like trade school, because really we less influenced or less evolved people should be like worker bees to serve the higher, more elites. Folks, we are being influenced by philosophies, falsehoods set in motion decades ago. But the good news is truth still exists. Truth has a tenacity about it. Truth is personally relevant for all people. And ultimately, truth does prevail. So I want to encourage you, and we are here to the best degree that we can to help inform and inspire, to know truth, stand for truth, be courageous, because when you stand for truth, however unpopular it might be for the moment, you are on the winning side. So if you would, stay tuned to all of our channels on YouTube, alexmcfarland.com. Follow my tour schedule, our camps, our publishing, our events. We want to help you, encourage you, equip you, that we would have a mass movement. And the mass of those deceived by false philosophies today would become a mass movement of those who are emboldened, they know truth, they stand for it, because truth wins in the end. Let's stay on the winning side, the side of truth. May God bless you.